Welcome back to another episode of the CRL Podcast. My name is Caleb Smith, the driver of the 54 CRL Podcast Truck and ARCA car on Monday and Wednesday nights, joined by Jacob and Rob.
This is your boy Jakob, owner of Grant Designs, driver of the number 19 truck and 19 car on Mondays and Wednesdays.
And this is Ron Sherwoo. Not the driver of the ARCA car tonight, but driver of the sometimes 93 on Monday.
And, speaking of Monday night, we were at North Wilkesboro. I think I speak for everyone. Hopefully, we don't go back.
Okay.
I had fun. I had fun when it first started.
Let me explain.
So you can't say that we can't go back. I think there's just a little bit of aggression that needs to be cleaned up.
No. It was my issue with the pit stalls, and I think everyone agrees with me. It was very difficult to see where your pit stall was, and a lot of people were having issues going laps down. That's kind of my thing. I threw out the idea of if we ever go back, we should do heat racing. I think split it up and then drop the.
I've got a hot take for you.
All right, go ahead.
Don't be so far back in the field.
Hey man, how about you shut the fuck up? But yeah, that's my race ended early again this week. I tried to avoid a wreck, got Spinelli'd, and then was sitting in the middle of the track, got hit, bent my steering, and it wouldn't turn. So that ended my race. Jacob, how was your race, and how did that go?
Well, I butchered qualifying, so I mean, am I even really good at qualifying? No. But I butchered that pretty bad, so that was already a kick in the nuts there. I had to start in the back with like 30 something trucks at a short track, so that's always a disaster for a recipe for disaster. I don't know. I had pace. Started back there with Josh and somebody else was back there that was fast as well. I just can't remember who it was, but I felt like I was following Josh through the field pretty well in that green flag run that we had early, and felt fast. Like I had to take a few laps to get in the motion of things and get in a groove and a rhythm. And once I did, I felt like I could drive and finish in the top 5 somewhere. But cycled to the front due to cautions. Took 2 tires on one of them, and when everybody came down for something, jumped up to the front, and then I ended up going down and taking 4 tires because I thought everybody was going to eventually cycle through and take their set. That was going to be my last time pitting. But nope, those guys just stayed out longer and ended up getting involved in incident. So it was a race.
And the what you were describing ended up one of the guys ended up staying out, ended up winning the race. Lane Hostler, back in victory lane, only adding to his win total in the series, being a CRL Hall of Famer. But the guy that finished second is here with us tonight, Joshua Aultice. How you doing?
What up, fellas?
My main rival. How are you?
Been waiting for this one, boys.
No, you're not rivals anymore.
We hold hands now, Jacob. We're
yeah, you're right.
Touch butts, all the things.
Yeah, I mean we've had to unite against some of the guys that have come in here, so I think that's kind of bridged our gap there.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing good. Thanks for having me. Sorry, I missed the first one. I had a hockey championship, and Caleb asked me.
Hockey's more important than us. I understand.
Listen, Caleb asked me like 2 weeks prior, and then that was it. Like there was no follow up. There was no, hey man, you still good for tonight.
All right,
no.
PR guy.
Yeah, what a shitty producer.
Listen. In the beginning, I had everyone on board. We had the first episode. We had Dad on. Uh, we had Fred on. Uh, Nate, Evan. Um, we had
Lane.
Lane.
Yep.
All
I
of
know.
that. All of those
I'm a
were lined
loyal
up.
listener.
I
Yep.
Yeah. So we had all those lined up, and then I kind of just fucking fell off. I really don't know what happened. Anyway, we have you on now, and let's just get into the questions. Um,
Let's go.
so to start, um, two-time series champion in the CRL Truck Series. Um, you've been in every single Final Four or Championship Four in CRL Truck Series history, and of course winning a championship before the playoff format changed. When it was still all the points-based system. Um, how has the league changed since you've been here, and the competition levels kind of risen?
Yeah, I mean, you just said it. It's way more competitive now. I mean, I think when I first came in, I think you and Jacob were running, I guess, full time at that time. And I had just kind of come in part time, and I was really just kind of looking for a lead to get back in. I stepped away from iRacing for a while, and I'm sure we'll touch on maybe some S&B Cup series if we have time. But yeah, I mean, it started off as a part time thing, and that kind of along with the Brownie Racing League on Thursdays, just to have some fun, run with you guys. It had been a while, and really enjoyed coming in the Clean Racing Series, and it just seemed like it was a league built on respect, which you don't see a lot of that in iRacing. So it's naturally kind of drew you in, and yeah, I mean, but gosh, over the last couple of seasons, man, it's just gotten tougher and tougher, and then going to this playoff format, and then Lane coming back, and then y'all can blame us for introducing Ross to this series, and now he's kicking our butts, and now we got like Mike Kelly and that group, and Jordan Trask, and I mean, it's just, but it's fun, man. I mean, it's fun where, I mean, there's 10+ guys that can win every week, and that's what's going to ultimately make you better and be fun.
Yeah, the level of competition, I mean, we talk about it every single week. It's growing, and the more we all race around one another, the more we'll get comfortable with it, and the better the racing will be. And it just makes everybody better. So everybody's just constantly getting better the more we race around one another, and it's really a good thing to see.
Well,
Um,
Jacob, and you and I were kind of just talking about it. Like, I mean, we've had our share run-ins several times,
oh
and
yeah,
but part of that kind of new blood coming in, it almost kind of made you bond with the older guys too. Where we're kind of in the same boat, where we've been raced hard by maybe some of the newer guys, and it's like, hey, like you can't just come in here and race me like that. Like you need to earn your respect as well. And I think that kind of stuff has kind of allowed us to bond a little bit more and get to a good place. So
yeah. We always joke about it every time we go to Texas. So, um, speaking of Texas, I'm not sure if you'll be racing there this Sunday in another league that we race in, but um, I'll see you there hopefully, and maybe we won't touch each other in the grass this time.
is that the Sunday night league?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a sore topic, so I won't name any names, but I ran a certain Xfinity league there last night and won. So shout out to Rob Sherwoo for crew chiefing me in that too. So that was fun.
I
Well,
seen that
We
picture
learned about
that you.
spring adjustments. Woo!
Yeah, open setups, man, is something I am not used to. So yeah, I was bitching and screaming for Rob to help me because I was super loose, and he's over here googling how to tighten the car up. So it
could have
worked out.
you could have just texted me, Rob.
Well, listen, I have to do this on my own. I have to stand on my own 2 feet. I have to leave the nest at some point. So I found a handy little cheat sheet last night that I am saving because even if I don't run open setups routinely, it is going to be something that I kind of explore in the future just because I'm curious, honestly.
Yeah, it's honestly super fun. And I have a few things that I can share with you that will make your life a lot easier whenever you go to make your in race adjustments,
Yeah, that'd be great because
and it helps a lot.
I'm not running over there full time, but I just got I say just. I've had a new wheel for a long time, but I have recently switched over to it, and I'm
Let's
trying to
go.
learn this direct drive wheel, and it's fun, but it's challenging. So I'm trying to just get as much seat time as I can. So I had told, I think, Chris and Ghost at the end of last year, I'm like, if you see just a massive drop off from me at the beginning of CRL this year, you'll know why. But um, my first two races, I've gotten top five, so it's worked out pretty good so far.
And what I originally was going to ask you was, so where did your passion for racing come from, and what got you into racing and iRacing specifically?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do y'all keep me on track here because I'll start talking and it'll be a long time, but
We got time.
I'll try to give you the Cliff Notes version. So, um, it really started for me. My dad used to work in the Bush Series way back in the day. He's originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, and then just grew up around it. Man, I started racing go karts when I was 7 years old. Raced from 7 to 12 years old, just local short track, and the bug just kind of bit me at that point. It was kind of funny because I was really shy as a kid, and very cautious. And my dad was trying to get me to race from the time I was 5, and I said, I don't know, Dad, that's too dangerous. And then he would ask me every single year, and then he asked me when I was 7, and I was like, all right, let's give it a try. And I went out there and turned my first laps and came across the scales, and he looked at me. He said, "What'd you think?" I said, "Dad, I'm gonna need some more horsepower." And that was it. At that point, it's just the bug bit me, and I fell in love with it, and grew up a huge Jeff Gordon fan, and watched every single Sunday. And I'm from Virginia, and went to Martinsville twice a year, and that was it from there. And I wanted to be a race car driver so bad. And unfortunately, I mean, you guys all know, in this day and time, you need basically a Fortune 500 company to back you. So I learned the harsh reality of the real world, as I got into high school and college, and saw where that wasn't going to be an option, and ended up, becoming a PR rep, and worked in NASCAR for about 4 or 5 years. And that felt like a whole lifetime ago. So, got to live my dream, man, and got to be around racing, and worked for several different teams and drivers. And now I'm back home in Virginia and selling solar. So crazy how life changes, but just been awesome. And just, I was talking a little bit about Joe. We just finished the ARCA race, and we were just talking about how CRL is such a community. And, obviously Rob and I honestly really met through iRacing, and we formed the S&B Cup series, and that was kind of the basis of our friendship. And we had a mutual friend in Matthew Williams, that we both knew, and it was originally something that Matthew and Rob were looking at starting. And I think Rob can help me with how it went, but something along the lines of, he or Matthew knew somebody, which was me, that could help out with the league, and then Rob and I really just hit it off, and just kind of took it and ran with it. And that's where the S&B Cup series was formed, and that's really where we all started with the iRacing. So, and then we met you two shortly after that.
Yeah, shout out Joe Williams, who became an uncle a couple of days ago. His sister gave birth to a little baby named Mia. He's probably married in Colorado and has kids of his own by now, but who knows?
We always joke because Matthew, you never know where he's going to pop up. He'll go forever without talking to us, and then he'll just randomly show up somewhere. So
yeah, that's a fun fact for you people at home that you didn't ask for, but it's fine. What has been your favorite thing about iRacing? Whether it be a specific memory, whatever that may be. It can be a broader thing, community, whatever that looks like.
that's tough. And I think my answer's changed, honestly. I mean, I think I mean, some of my forever favorite memories is going to be the S&B Cup Series. I mean, that was the base, of our friendship and the roots of it and foundation and really where you and I got to know each other. And I mean, I don't think people realize. I mean, I'm sure Jacob and Caleb saw a little bit of it with you guys being admins, but I mean, Rob and I worked on that every single day and talked on the phone nonstop. And it's just so much effort that goes into running a league to do it well. And so naturally when you're working on stuff with people, I mean, that's you're either going to form a really good friendship or you're never going to want to talk to them again because you're around them so much. And so I'd say that's probably one of my favorite core memories is just starting the S&B Cup Series and running that. And we had to deal with a lot of toxicity and different characters throughout that, our seasons. But and then just I think my new answer now is probably just the older I've gotten and the friends that I've made through it is just the community. I mean, obviously meeting you guys, Jacob and Caleb, and going from just talking to you guys to meeting you guys in person at Charlotte, to watching races together and talking weekly now, and Evan Coleman, who he went from living in his basement and never seeing anyone to he comes to Rob's house probably at least once a month now and
Coming
hangs
down this
out.
weekend.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's just we joke, but it's a community. It really is, and some of my best friends are in this. And Rob can tell you, Ross Tatum and I used to hate each other in S&B Cup Series. I mean, we were probably bigger
Oh,
rivals
dude.
than even me and Jacob. And I mean, we just butted heads, and now Ross is one of my best friends, and I'm. Spoiler alert, we'll see what happens, but he might be joining me at work at Sinvar.
Newest
And
sales rep is
Oh,
Sinvar.
okay,
yeah,
okay.
so
Out here kicking
he's
our asses and getting a new job.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we were
Ringing
joking
bells
with
and
him
getting
earlier.
paychecks.
We said that was Ross's grand scheme all along, is he wanted to befriend me, and so that work him in and get a new job. So we'll see how that goes. We're still waiting for that to be official, but it's looking good right now. So, but just an example of Rob and I were joking. We're like, yeah, tell your wife you've been networking all these years. You're not just playing video games. So
Yeah, exactly. This is for a purpose. You're not making left turns. You're making friends.
that's right.
The power of friendship.
Yep. So I mean that's my core. I would say is S&B, and then just the community and the friends that have come from it.
Well, fortunately, you covered, because my next question was, why is your best friend, or who is your best friend off of iRacing, and why is his name me? So you fortunately covered all the bases.
There you
Um,
go. Very
but
good.
no, that's one thing that we've kind of touched on, is how enjoyable it's been to go back over the years. And I mean, you think about, you know, S&B fizzled out just because of some of the issues that we were facing, and honestly, just the time got to be too much. It just became exhausting. But I mean, shit, you look at the guys in our group that we have in CRL, there's, obviously the four of us. We've got Dyer still. Robbie Helms shows up and runs some. Papa Smith ran
Yeah.
in S&B. Keenan's come out and run with us some. We still have the Discord server, obviously, where people pop in and hang out every once in a while. So
Yep.
it's been nice that kind of we've been able to grow that relationship over the years, just from where we started. Because I remember Jacob and Caleb were complete strangers, and they're like, "Hey, we'll help you out with this," and
Yeah.
it just kind of took off from there.
Well,
Because I'm
and
such a great guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
well,
that's why we lovingly call him Jakob now.
to your point, it's the core group is there, and we even keep up a little bit, like guys like Broughton Packard who don't run with us, but we're still friends on Facebook, and he's found his way working in the industry. And there's some guys obviously that came and went, but I'd say the majority of the core guys we still have a relationship with some way.
Yeah, and it's for me, it's like I have friends, but I don't have friends, if that makes sense. Like I take my ass to work and I come home and I do the sim. And back to your point on it taking more than just showing up and racing to run the league. Like, fortunately enough, Chris and I are the ones who mainly run the league, powered by our admin crew and the help of everybody else who allow it to happen and do the things that they do. But yeah, me and Chris are on a daily talk every single day, in person, over text, over a phone call, constantly, of how we can make this league better, designing graphics and coming up with other things to do to keep this league running and going the way it's going and trending in an upward direction. So, but back to my original point, it's having these relationships that are built and not really talking to many people outside of this Discord server. There's a lot of people in here that I would consider a good friend. Obviously, being the three of you in here with me now, and our relationship has grown tremendously. So I would invite you guys to my wedding whenever I have one. So
Let's
it is
Heck yeah.
go.
very cool.
I'd
I'll
hope.
bring the mini. I'll bring the mini brands.
I'd
All right,
I'd
Ross
hope.
is not coming unless he brings the belts with my name duct taped on them.
Oh my gosh! I figured you weren't gonna invite him, so that way he didn't show up with the belt.
No, he can come as long as he brings them with my name duct taped on them.
I can't believe we went to this belt thing right after I won my second championship.
Yeah, you
I mean,
should definitely.
that's
You
some
should,
BS.
yeah, you should
Can we?
definitely voice your complaints.
Yeah, can I put in a complaint or something? I mean, I was supposed to get some kind of plaque that Nate made, and that never found its way to me. So
To be fair, I think Nate is still working on some different things, but I don't know if it is what you were speaking of exactly.
Yeah, I think he's gonna make you a corn hub plaque.
I'm a little scared to receive anything from the Only Dads group over
I don't
there.
know.
So you know.
He made me
Yeah, that's true.
he made me a little 3D printed Grant Designs logo of like just the words Grant Designs that are usually on the side of my truck or car. And that thing's actually pretty dope. It's probably about an inch tall and probably 8 or 9 inches long. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Wait, are we still talking about what he made you, or just making sure?
I'll tell
All
you
right,
the
on to
same
the
thing.
next.
All
I'll
right.
tell you the same thing I told my second baseman tonight. Size doesn't always matter, brother.
All right. Well, uh, you know, to move along, let's talk about the ARCA race we just got done with not too long ago. Um, a very heavy fuel strategy race. Even we were talking to you earlier, Josh, because you were in the booth.
Naturally.
Um, oh yeah, I mean that's how it played out.
Did Jacob
But
crash out when he realized it was going to be a fuel strategy race?
Dude,
Jacob is
he was
my brain started, dude. We were talking. I was because so Bobby and Abram Ghostin or Gostin is how you actually pronounce it.
Good to know.
that is cool. Good.
Gaston.
It was the last pit stop or something like that. They went down and took. They topped off. I was gonna top off. Caleb was gonna. He was trying to fake whoever was in second at the time to go down
Edwin.
pit road and whatnot. But I was debating, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay out. I suck at fuel strategy. That's not gonna work. What works? That. So I'm pissed.
Yeah, Joe and I were racking our brains in the booth, which it's been a blast to come up there with Joe. I made my booth debut for CRL ARCA last week at Martinsville, which Rob won, which was fun to watch.
What a guy.
Jacob, I know that one probably still stings, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean tonight, I mean it's cool to see that perspective though, because I know Joe always talks about. I don't feel like Rob and I and S&B have like any kind of crazy strategy that we do, but according to Joe, I guess he thinks that we're, strategists or whatever you want to call it. Is we're always going to be the one to try to get off cycle or something. But from the booth perspective, it is tough to keep up with what everyone's doing. And fortunately, I run some timing and scoring with SDK, so I can kind of have an idea of when people pitted and whatnot. But man, we had no idea that Zachary Foudy and Joshua Gillen and Bobby and Abe were going to make it. We were we were kind of fixated on the Seth Valdy and Jacob battle with Dusty and Caleb. You were right with them too. So yeah, the fact they made it, I mean, that's just Michigan Auto Club, those big 2 mile tracks. It's just kind of what it lends itself to, I guess.
Yeah, it was quite an unfortunate race for me because I was kind of leading the pack in the first run. I was like, all right, well, it's going to be a two-stop race because my telemetry was telling me I had 30 laps fuel. So, if you do like 30, 60, and then it's an 85 lap race, you can make it to the end. Apparently, given the way we were driving the cars and with the draft and everything, we were getting like 4, 5. I mean, hell, they went even longer than that. So, but like more laps than what it actually said. Um, and it just completely threw not only my strategy just down the drain, but also Jacob and Dusty and Seth and all of them.
I know we're early, but how do you guys like the ARCA car compared to how the truck feels?
It's different. It is.
It's very fun to drive, but it's like tonight getting behind somebody, especially at these bigger tracks, it's a pain in the ass. Like it's just like the Gen 6 car in my opinion, and nobody can. It's a heavier Gen 6 car with a different tire model, so obviously it's going to drive different, but the arrow is still the same. Like when you're in draft, you could suck up really good going down the front stretch or the back stretch and get a huge run. But if you don't clear going into the corner, you're going to be stuck side by side for a few laps until somebody finally gets that good run and takes off. And then you're just back to racing in a line. At the shorter tracks, it's like Martinsville was fun as hell and until I fucked up essentially and tried to
Skill issue.
beat the pace car and beat everybody and just win. But I mean, I like the car personally.
It's a lot of fun. So I ended up finishing eighth. Jacob, you ended up finishing what, fourth, fifth,
6.
sixth. Oh
That's
wow.
yeah.
Um, I know Rob wasn't there with us tonight. But Rob said he had an amazing time on the softball field tonight.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they were
And
out there trying to win the World Series.
Rob runs through
Yeah.
it. How was your night?
The Orange Crush got crushed.
What position do you
Explain.
play?
I play third base, so I get
Oh.
all the piss missiles hit at me.
Ooh.
It's okay. 3-3 now, though, right? You're at 500.
Yeah, 3-3. We've lost to the 3 best teams in the league. I'd say we're probably 4th or 5th best team out of 12. So
All right, this is what I'm gonna do just to help you out. I'm gonna drive up there. It's like what, 5 hours? I'll drive 5 hours. I'll come up there and I'll help you guys win.
5 hours.
5 hours.
You know how far it is from
That's
Charlotte
like
to Colorado.
3.5 hours.
It's
Okay,
not
what
even.
if
It's
I was just
3.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, you're good.
that's even better for me. I'll just come up there and I'll help you guys win.
Okay, you going to do that every Monday, Wednesday, or how are you going to get back for the podcast?
He'll do
Hey,
it
we're
in the
doing it
car.
on the road.
Yeah, I would say he'll do it in the car.
I'll bring
Also,
you my virtual setup. I'm sure there's a picture of me on the
Yeah.
beach somewhere with my steering wheel. So
Yeah, that's true. That's the joke. If you could run an Ethernet cable from a beach house to a beach, Josh would be on said computer.
you guys have no idea how much it pained me to miss the season opener because that snapped my like 70 thumb straight starts in CRL. Rob can tell you when he and me and Evan Coleman went to Kansas, I specifically requested that we get an earlier flight so that we could make the Talladega race, and I
Yeah.
paid a premium to get back in time. So like that's how much CRL means to me, and so I had my hockey championship, and I couldn't get out of that. So that was tough to miss the season opener.
Yeah, just for context, Josh drove home the hour and 15 minutes from my house just to race, and he texts me, he goes, "Are you racing?" And I go, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I went to bed.
Well, I raced. It's the commitment.
that's a different type of dedication. I like.
Josh is a different breed, and everything he does, he tries 110%. It's that way
Like,
with hockey. It's that way with iRacing, with whatever.
like
I
That's a
just
good
don't.
trait to have, though. That's a good
just
trait to
want
have.
I just want to be the
Oh yeah,
best, man, at
and there's
everything
not
I do. I just want to
there's
be the
nothing
best.
wrong with that.
The key is doing it without losing a sense of humbleness.
That's right.
Yeah.
Unless you
Oh,
just know you're the
sorry,
shit, you know what
sorry,
I'm
my
saying?
bad. I thought I was muted. My bad, my bad.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right.
No.
Well, let's talk about real world racing. We were at
That
Lord.
Dega.
boring ass
Uh,
Talladega
I
race.
would say NASCAR was at Dega over the weekend. Um, what a what a weekend it was. They went in circles. That's about all I got. Connor
I was on
Zilic
the
got
golf
hurt.
course.
I say Connor Zilic got hurt. He won't be racing this week. Kyle Larson will be taking his spot in the Xfinity Series at Texas. Um,
That's a dub. That's an easy dub right there. He's getting put in
so
a junior motorsports car. He
W-
is going to go out there in Texas and womp that ass.
will he lap the field?
No.
No,
no,
not at Texas, but
not at
he
Texas.
he is gonna he is gonna he is gonna womp that ass though. It's gonna be belt to ass.
Hung money
I,
strikes again.
That is he is by far the best motorsports driver right now, in my opinion.
Uh, eh,
no,
eh.
I mean,
Rob, Rob
I've seen
knows.
better.
Rob's a hater. It's okay.
I'm a massive
I'm
Kyle
not a
Larson
hater,
fan.
but I've never seen somebody take the fastest car on the track and wreck it so many times in my life. And then we're going to sit here and call him
Okay,
the best driver in the world. Come
listen.
on.
Shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
Shit happens. And
I'm
he's
the
a
best
great.
driver, and I'm the best driver, and I wreck a lot.
Okay.
That's totally a joke. It's totally a joke. I don't really wreck that often.
Well,
What was that about
here's
humbleness you stated?
here's the thing with Larson. Okay, that's his. You know, he lives and dies by it. I mean, truly, like that's what makes him so good. Though is he he finds the edge more than anyone else, but you know, a lot of times he falls off too. I mean, so it's a fine line. But yeah, I get it. I mean, how many races did we watch last year? And we've talked about it, Rob, of how many races he could have actually won if he didn't, you know, trip on his, you know what. So,
Yeah.
but you
Um,
know, that's just part of it.
well, you know, getting back to Dega, let's start with the Xfinity Series.
There you go.
Yeah, I,
Well, hang
you
on,
know,
hang on. We didn't talk about Cletus McFarland.
oh boy,
Oh, Cletus.
yes,
Dude,
Cletus.
some of the
He is
social media content that they
weekend.
uh,
He is what made this NASCAR weekend great.
He's great. He's really funny.
yeah, seeing some of the interactions he had with drivers was great.
Do you guys think he would have won that ARCA race? I don't know if you guys seen it or watched it. Do you guys think he would have won the ARCA race if he
I
had
don't,
all
I
cylinders?
don't watch ARCA racing. it's
What do you
it's
mean you
so
don't
bad.
watch ARCA racing? You
It
race
Caleb's,
in the ARCA series.
Caleb's too good for it.
no. Listen,
That was
when
too
I
good
when
for
I
it.
flip
He
to
watches
FS,
that fancy F1 shit.
would you
Mm.
shut
Hey,
the
what are you trying
hell
to
up?
say?
Um, listen, when I turn to FS1 and I see ARCA on, either a Venturini car is winning.
It's a comedy show, brother. It's a
It's
comedy show.
no. It's a fucking disaster. It's a fucking disaster on wheels. That they
It's like
that
a bad car wreck. You don't want to look at it, but
but
you got to kind of look at it at
but
the same
hey,
time.
in the first time in NASCAR video game history, we're gonna get the ARCA series uh in a game. So that's pretty fun.
What
we can
when is that game supposed to be coming out?
this year.
Yeah,
You
this
you
fall I think is
you
probably like estimated.
Will you be playing that on your Switch, Caleb?
Switch 2,
He
yes.
plays every if it comes out on the Switch, he's buying it.
Listen, okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Off topic. I just bought MLB The Show 25 on my Switch, and I bought it Friday, and I've already put about 15-ish hours into it. It is really good. It does not look the best, and it does not run the best on the Nintendo Switch family of consoles. However, it's fun to take it on the go, take it to work with me. Um, I don't even watch baseball. It's just fun to play. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out this year. If it comes out on the Switch too, I'm gonna get it there. If it doesn't, I'll get it on PlayStation. It is what it is. Racing games are a bit hard to play on the Switch because they don't have the triggers like PlayStation and Xbox do, or like they're like pressure sensitive. The ones on the Switch are analog, so it's just a click. It's just like pressing a button, so it's either 0 or 100. Um, like the Heat games were perfect, but I doubt like an iRacing game. I don't know. World of Outlaws is pretty good on it.
Alrighty then.
I like the Nintendo Switch. That's
We know.
that's all it is.
All right.
Um,
So Caleb likes
Okay.
the Nintendo Switch.
So we've at least found another segment that covers that Caleb just covers. You know, we've got IMSA that Caleb covers. Now we've got Nintendo Switch that Caleb covers.
Yeah, Caleb's covering it all.
yeah, we can do it. We can do a whole podcast episode dedicated to the Nintendo Switch 2 and Mario Kart World whenever that comes out.
I'm gonna
Hang on. You don't know what my response is going to be to this?
No, Jacob, I got you, because I know what you're gonna say. I'm gonna tell you the same thing that you tell Jacob.
We
Brother,
do not care.
We do not care.
Hey, just let me know when you want those cheats clapped at Mario Party.
Oh, here we go.
Mario Part Jamboree.
Yes,
Sure.
Oh, we might have to
Josh-
put that together.
Josh does Jamboree, Super Mario Party.
Any Mario Party, I will
Yeah.
I will
Ja-
destroy you.
Jamboree's
Guaranteed.
Jamboree's the best Nintendo
Hey,
Switch
I have a
one.
question. I have a question. So while we are all in Charlotte, this is kind of off topic, but not really. I assume we're gonna. Caleb wants to do a live podcast.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, we'll see what we can do. We'll have to figure out how to make everything work. But
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think that'd be really cool. We can. Ross is gonna be there too, so hell, we can.
And
have
the
both of them.
one and only Zachary Peterson.
Oh
Now,
hell, we
can-
can have
What a
that
guy.
kid
can
on
we
the pod.
convince Coleman to do a podcast?
Oh, yeah, you got to get Ev on. That'd be great.
Now, hang on, when we say live, I mean we're getting live with it.
Live,
you know what I'm
live.
saying?
Yeah, like live video and everything.
Are we like?
Yeah.
Are we doing it in the backyard while we grill out? Is that
Rob,
what
you're
we're
gonna
doing?
have to. Yeah, we
That'd be
can. We
fun.
can do it wherever. As
Okay.
long as
Call it Beers with the Bros or something.
I'm
Well-
down. Listen,
well,
you give me
now-
a little drinky drink in my hand, we're good.
Give me a little drinky drink in my hand, and I'm good.
yeah, just a cup. You know what I'm saying? Mix in a little bit of your favorite tequila. You know what? I might. You know what?
Well,
I might go
I'll
get
be-
some of that.
No. You guys do not
I'm
know.
gonna go get some high rock.
Rob.
You know what I'm saying?
All Rob needs is his peach crown and some Fanta, and Rob is good to
Sunkist.
go.
Not Fanta. We don't do that shit.
Yeah, Sunkist,
Yeah.
your orange drink.
Okay, for our alcohol lovers out there, a good combination of drink, Fireball
I already
and
know what you're
Cheerwine.
gonna say.
Fireball and Cheerwine. Try it. It is delicious.
Nobody likes that cinnamon ass shit.
I just want to
if-
throw out we are off the fucking reservation. We were talking about the Xfinity race 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
Now we're talking about Cheerwine in the backyard.
No, it's all good. It's all good. That's
It's all
that-
connected. We're getting there.
So anyway, well, what we just talked about was already more interesting than the Xfinity race. Austin Hill.
and the cup race together.
Yeah, I was gonna say Austin Hill ended up winning the Xfinity race. And did you see what Jeb Burton and Jordan Anderson Racing is going to do? They're
Are
going
they
to
protesting
appeal.
it officially?
they're appealing because they think they were in front when the caution came out.
Oh my gosh!
And it's
what-
like Jeb. It's like Jeb.
All right.
Just
I can
give it
take my
up.
glasses off and clearly see that.
just take the L, man.
They've been talking to Richard Childers Racing entirely too much.
Yeah.
don't even,
that's-
don't even
Josh
get me
knows all
started.
about that.
Don't even get me started, man. Yeah,
Do you
that's
think You think it pains Sheldon Creed every single time Austin Hill wins a race?
For sure. Of course, apparently now Austin Hill says he regrets how he spoke about him. I don't know.
I think Austin Hill is trying to change his the way he's viewed in the public eye.
Yeah, because everyone hates him.
Yeah, oh man, listen, when we go to the Xfinity race and
No, that's not
in
true.
May,
Bradley Murphy did.
That's true. That Bradley Murphy is the only Austin Hill fan that I've ever met.
Shout out Bradley.
I've
shout out
never,
Bradley.
which I feel bad. I wrecked him tonight, and I'm so sorry.
Wrecked the shit out of him.
Okay,
Hold
on.
That's not very clean racing of you.
Hey, listen, brother. The
and he was driving a Grant Designs car. How are you going to do that?
Listen,
Damn.
okay, hang on, hold on. I will explain it from my eyeballs. I was driving. We were turning left. The 8 car was coming off turn 2, hit the goddamn wall, and then I was like, all right, well, I'll just make a move here. There's really nowhere for me to go.
His move was into the right rear quarter of the 18.
Yeah, okay,
hold on. You want to know if that kind of looked like him? You remember when Kyle Busch thought he was clear and he wrecked Chase Elliott, and you were so pissed off because your driver got wrecked? You just pulled a Kyle Busch.
Big Chase Elliott fan, by the way. Caleb
I am a big Denny Hamlin fan.
Not Chase Elliott fan.
No.
You know what's funny is there's a picture of us in front of Charlotte Motor Speedway, and you've got a Chase Elliott shirt on, and hat, I believe, too. So
yeah, it was a Chase hat. It was a Chase hat. It was a Bill and Chase T-shirt.
This man tried so hard to gaslight us, thinking that he was never a Chase fan. He was always a Denny fan.
No, look,
and then we pulled out the proof.
Yeah, no. Look, listen. Everyone is wrong in their life at least one time. I was wrong that one time to be a Chase Elliott fan.
So you're wrong twice now?
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what I'm getting.
I don't think Denny's much better.
Listen, my favorite driver growing up was Marcus Ambrose. I don't think my favorite driver should dictate anything. Yeah.
How do you feel about SVG?
He's wonderful. I think he should go back to Australia. I think he'll win more.
Get your ass out of here. That's what that sounded like.
That sounded so bad, especially with how everything's going.
Get your ass back to Australia.
Damn.
To be fair, he has had a very rough start.
He's
I don't think he should have went full time in the Cup Series.
He's getting beat in the points by Riley Herbst. That's all I gotta say. That should not be happening. And I love 2311, Denny Hamlin. I love that whole team and everything. He should not be losing to Riley Herbst. Riley Herbst has not been good in that car all year. But
it's tough, man. This car is just. Oh man, I could go on a tangent. I'm just not a fan of this Cup car, man. I mean, we're trying to make adjustments to a car that is just not built to. I mean, short track racing used to be the freaking bread and butter of the Cup Series, and it is the most boring races. I mean, Rob and I think almost fell asleep at Martinsville the last time we were there. And it's tough to watch, man. I mean, Bristol, Martinsville. I was so excited. Rob and I went to Bristol last year. It was his first time ever at Bristol, and I was so excited to show him because just the scenery. It's so beautiful up in the mountains there in Tennessee, and it's just they call it the last great Coliseum. Obviously, it's like you're just driving, and then bam, out of nowhere, this awesome looking stadium, and which is Bristol. And I mean, I was happy because Kyle Larson absolutely dominated, and I got to see him win. But in terms of the racing, man, it was awful. And I really hope we can figure something out because we were just talking about it with Ross Tatum too. I mean, when's the last time we've seen a good Cup race this year? I mean, Coda maybe on the road course. I mean, has there been a
and even with that racing, there was still the issue of track limits.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they got to figure something out because it's pretty bad right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, the best racing in this car is in the 1.5 miles. We went from having everything but mile and a half being good to now mile and a half are really the only thing worth watching. The road courses are traditionally really competitive. I do enjoy those. I know it's not for everybody, but I think the car is not bad on the road course. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we'll actually get to see an entire race at the 600 weekend for the first time in 3 years next weekend, or
Oh
not
my
next
goodness.
weekend, and 3 weeks.
I'm gonna crash out if we have weather this time.
Yep.
We are kind of running out of time here. We try not to make these things run long. We are going to touch up on one more thing before we end it. Our picks. Rob, you and I picked Ross Tatum. He finished third.
Damn.
Jacob picked Josh, and he finished second.
He just absolutely let me down. I don't understand
I
what the
know.
hell the
So-
Josh Aultice driver was doing.
So, I was like, man, do I pick Lane? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna save Lane for another track. I should have picked Lane.
I was saving Lane for another track. Like Josh
And-
won this race last time we were here.
Can
and
you
I-
only pick?
always good.
Can you only pick somebody once? Is
Yep.
that how y'all
Yeah.
do it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, however, those were our
My
picks.
best bet was you, and so far you were my highest finisher in second.
Okay.
So,
Well, if I would have known that, I would have just read them.
so that was our picks for North Wilkes this past Monday night. We were at Watkins Glen Monday night.
Do we
let's
really
go
have
ahead.
to pick?
Yes, we do. Rob, we'll start with you.
Caleb.
Okay.
To be clear, that's
Evan.
my pick.
I'm picking Evan Kinney.
I also was going to pick Evan Kinney.
Just pick
He's
yourself.
fast, dude. Last time we went here, just pick yourself, Caleb. God, I'm gonna pick myself.
I can't.
He doesn't want to have the bad juju and jinx himself.
Yeah, I
understand.
can't pick.
All
Don't
right,
get me wrong. When I wrecked Monday night, I immediately started practicing Watkins Glen, which, by the way, it feels great.
Yes,
like,
it does. Yep.
So
I'm picking. Wait, Rob, you're not gonna make it, are you?
No, but just because I've missed racing lately, I
I
went
was
ahead and
gonna
ran some
pick
laps.
you. I was
Yeah,
gonna pick you.
unfortunately, I will not be there. So y'all will have to have another track that I love racing without me.
Well, we'll let our guest also make a pick. Josh, who you got?
Oh man, there's a couple really good road course guys, but I think I'm gonna go with you guys and probably go with Evan Kinney. I think he's got some unfinished business to attend after Coda last year.
Jesus
So
Christ.
Oh, the douchebag in the '93 just absolutely
Yeah,
dumped
I
him.
mean,
Yeah, just
wreck the
cleaned
fuck
his
out of
block.
him. I mean,
cleaned his
hate you
block.
all.
Yeah. So no, I think Evan will be really good. Lane's actually really good there as well.
Yeah,
And
he is a good road course driver too.
I mean,
I'll say
I was
Ross
actually
is-
really impressed with Ross at Coda too. So
I was
you can
impressed
never
with
count
Jordan
Ross
Tross.
out.
Jordan Tross was pretty fast at Coda.
I'll say this.
Jordan Trass is already on to Iowa.
Yeah, he's halfway there in the cornfield, but
Is it bad that I'm not picking him for Iowa?
Oh shit! All right, well, that's why I'm picking him.
Spoiler alert.
All right.
no, I think it'll be
we'll-
competitive though. I think it'll be a close race probably between Caleb and Evan, but I think Evan gets you, Caleb. So there's a little fuel for the fire for you.
Well, I haven't other than when I first started racing again, and I did that open race at Coda. That's the only road course race I've run since I've been back. So I'm excited for Monday night.
We'll try to run some laps this weekend.
I've already been doing it, brother.
I don't know if I'm going to be
Well,
able
maybe
to.
I want to run laps with you to feel included. Holy shit!
Okay.
I will say Watkins Glen is my favorite road course. That it's probably that I run the best, but I don't put myself in contention for the win. But if I can get a solid top 5, I'll be happy.
Well,
I suck, so I just want to finish and just move on. I'm already having a shitty start to the season. What's another race?
You did that last year though, Jacob, and it almost worked out pretty good for you at the end.
Yeah, until I had another shitty race at Atlanta.
Sometimes it be like that.
Well, we would like to go ahead and thank our sponsors for the Clean Racing League and the CRL Podcast. You got Ghost Athletics for the CRL Truck Series, Grant Designs for the CRL ARCA Series, which you can catch the Truck Series on OSRN at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Monday night. You can also catch the CRL ARCA Series on Wednesday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then you can also catch our podcast every Friday, 10 a.m. every Friday morning. But until next time, bye bye.